for just to the remainder end of 2024. Just current energy. So, of course, I have been doing some reads here for the last few weeks just because I've had some issues with my car and people in the hospital, blah, blah, blah. So, just wanted to let you know that I will be back to doing the reads as of next Sunday. I'd hope to do them sooner, but I don't think I'm going to have any time to do that. So, for the moment, this is just going to have to tide you over. Might do something random again, but we'll see. Anyway, this is what I've got. So, again, on Sunday in the afternoon is when I'll be back. That's when I've got some time, and then I'll take questions if anybody has any. Hi, Devansha. If anybody has any questions at that time. So, anyway, this is for Pisces on this one. So I'll just do the brief overview, of course. And I don't know if I can do a short reading on this one. It'd have to be like super short, like one quick question, only because but I'll do it at the end of this, of course. Only because I just don't have like my hands. I'm kind of holding on to it this time. Just don't have free hands for the whole thing to shuffle and whatever. But I will do it for sure next Sunday. Or you can also ask me a read, leave it down in the comments like before, and then I can answer it on the next read. So anyway, what I've got first off, this is for Pisces, is things look amazing. Now I want to tell you that the bottom of the read did indicate that there was something of a tower moment or something that was pretty stressful. It was an event that affected you in some kind of monetary way, and it did cause you a lot of anxiety because it was showing up as a Nine of Swords. And I'll show those cards here at the end here as well. But of course, the Tower moment did come out, and it was in around a some kind of, I don't know if it was a new path necessarily, but you were, you're trying to strike out on your own in some particular way, and it just seemed like that it wasn't going forward in the way you had hoped. Yeah, that works for sure, Devansha. Leaving a question, and then I'll do that, and I'll answer it when I can sort of do the impromptu read again. My time is always so erratic right now, just because, like I said, I have my car down and lots of stuff, and people in the hospital, so it's not really great timing. However, trying to get something out there. Okay, so Queen of Swords could be dealing with some kind of a legal matter that may have resolved, and it certainly has brought about something here of a wish fulfillment, because the Nine of Cups does indicate that something you wanted out of a situation has resolved. Oh, thank you so much, Devansha. You're always very generous. Super appreciate that. So yeah, definitely leave the question. If you have more than one, that's fine too. Just leave it on the questions, and I'll make sure to get to it. But either way, queens are always more of a receptive energy. Could have been dealing with an air sign here too, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. But it does certainly indicate that there is something here of note around getting clear on something. And again, could be a contract or a legal matter or something sort of coming to a conclusion, or there's message or information that's coming through about this. And again, it ends on a positive because the Nine of Cups is definitely in your favor. And it certainly is something that you've wanted. So this is elation. And hello there, random vlogger. I haven't done Taurus yet, but I'm just going to try a few and see what I can do before, see what my time frame is. I always do kind of random. So then we also have the Four of Cups. So I feel like you might felt as though you missed your boat on something, as though there wasn't going to be, oh yeah, for sure. Love and career. For sure, Devansha. I'll do that absolutely on my next one here. So anyway, but for Pisces in general here, like I said, some kind of communication is coming through with something very positive, wish fulfillment, something very, generous is being communicated to you that you were hoping for, a positive result. And again, could be contractual, could be legal, something along that line, or dealing with an air sign. And there's certainly a lot of information here coming through with feeling as though something wasn't coming through fast enough, but there's also something here around, we've got two queens, and I mean, to me, there could be something here emotionally that was holding you back. But either way, it feels like things are resolving in pretty quick time here, because we also have you doing an awful lot of reminiscing, you doing an awful lot of looking back at the past, maybe something could be even dealing with something with a child here. But there's a lot of reflection. And certainly when we get to the card of the Sun, it's a very positive omen, that the outcome is obviously everything's moving in a very positive direction for you. But it just feels like you are, kind of doing a little bit of, just doing a little bit of like a lot of emotion here anyway for this period. Like it just feels like there's a lot of emotional connection to whatever is happening here over the course of the end of the year, and from where we are right now. So, and of course I guess we're in November right now, last week and then into December. But it feels like there's a lot of a lot of emotional fulfillment, a lot of satisfaction, there's a lot of abundance, there's success coming through here for you. But it's definitely experiencing high emotional peaks in this period, and I just feel like you're getting something that you had wished for, something you desired. The Queen of Swords is a very independent card, so it definitely speaks to, clear thinking and rationality and all of that, whether this is you or someone else. But it also communicates to me that there could be information that's coming through here to, to let you know that something is moving in your favor. Ah, thanks, Devansha. I appreciate it. And so as far as like the Queen of Swords, like I said, I just feel like this is really something that is more not go-getter energy. Like I said, the queens are very receptive, and it just feels like you're in kind of a stepping back sort of space, feeling overall fairly good, emotionally, and it just feels like you are feeling quite stable. Your needs are being met emotionally here. So yeah. So I just feel like, again, there's just something that's leading to emotional fulfillment, but it's communication that's coming through, in this next little bit here. So I just feel like you're just feeling really good about things right now, and there's a lot of honesty in this period, and a lot of understanding. You're receiving, you're clear speaking, you know what I mean, like it just feels like it's a really good balance between your rationality and your emotionality. Or I'm making up that word, emotionally. No, emotionality, I think that is actually. Anyway, as it gets closer into evening, I make no more sense. I don't make any more sense. So then when we get to, again, the Four of Cups is feeling like a little last, or a little apathetic, not really feeling like, sorry, I was just reading the comment there. Oh, I will have to do the 2025 readings actually for January. That would be actually, I haven't even checked into that yet. Life's been weird. But yeah, so like I said, I mean, what I'm seeing here is the Four of Cups is definitely in around that space of, just feeling like you missed the boat, or just a little bit apathetic. Like I said, you're just feeling like there's a bit of boredom or discontent, or you were in that space. And I just feel like there's a certain element of disinterest that you might be sort of struggling through a little bit. But again, it still feels like everything is right here in front of you, and you've got a lot of balance between, your emotional state and your rational state. So again, it just feels like you're really focused on, being more satisfied, looking at things in a more positive light. So I feel like all this combination here is that you might be in a space here too where you're, that combination kind of speaks to satisfaction emotionally, but it's almost like maybe you're ignoring an opportunity here as well, something like that. But either way, I mean, maybe that'll come up here again. But either way, the queens definitely still speak to, you know, I just feel like you're really in a good headspace anyway. Like I said, there's a lot of warmth and connection and closeness, between, the people that you would be around. Certainly a lot of younger energy here. Yeah, sorry, I was just reading that. But anyway, but it's certainly a lot of energy here about, seeking ways to sort of fulfill yourself. And maybe that apathy from earlier on up here is because you were feeling, you're feeling a little bit low in this period, but everything seems to support the other cards. So it feels like you are relating to, other people around you. Could be, again, children, a lot of reflection in this period. and it certainly does seem to support, you know, your emotional state, so it brings you out of it, whatever it is. So if you're in a little bit of a funk there, even just for a brief period, it seems like you're coming out of that. So either way, the cards are very positive, and I would just say, yeah, I'll do some other reads again in around Sunday. But there's just a lot of things about you moving in the right direction here, because everything's right out here in front emotionally. So I need money and honey. I like that, Tamasha. um, but yeah, so anyway, there's a lot of possibilities in this reading. And like I said, the fact that we have a lot of reflection into the past, it just feels like that is enlightening you, and that gives you a lot of motivation. It's much more encouraging for you. So if you were feeling a little restless or dissatisfied with something, it feels like that is no longer the case. So, you know, toward the end of December, I feel like you're seeking out new ways to fulfill yourself. And the reason why I say that I feel like you're coming out of a period of a funk is because we did have the card of the Five of Pentacles. That's where money had to shift. Things had to change. Something was feeling like it was lack. You definitely had a lot of concern and worry. And some of you might still be in that energy, but just know that it's actually moving out of that. You did have the Tower moment. So there was something here that was almost felt like it was a bit of a foolish move, maybe. But it was something that kind of was brought to your attention in a really quick haste, and then you're able to just sort of carry on. So I definitely feel like I just definitely feel like you're moving into a really secure space. I feel like you're surrounded by, you know, really good energy here. Like I said, something came through for you that you were hoping for, and it's just righted itself. So now there's a bit of, you know, a little bit of a low period that you're kind of struggling with while you're reflecting. But again, you're being pulled out of that. There's just too many positive cards here. You're just finding new ways to fulfill yourself in this period. So really, really good energy there. And, you know, again, Sun in the Six of Cups, just to kind of wrap that up, is, you know, it is understanding. It's coming to an understanding because it's a card of illumination with the sun. So it's coming to a period of enlightenment, you know, an understanding about things around you. Or again, it could be just something that comes to the forefront that helps you to feel more happiness and joy. You know, maybe through this reflection you feel more happiness and joy, you know, because this is really about self-expression and creativity as well. But there's definitely a lot of power in these cards. Even though they're not major arcana, they're certainly cards of fluidity. They kind of flow into each other. So I feel like it's more of an exchange and an innocence and a simplicity in this period, you know, kind of going through forgotten memories and things of that nature. And it's just dealing with a lot of deep reflection. So that's what I have for you, Pisces. Keep moving forward and never give up. And we'll do some readings again on this Sunday. Take care, guys.